Hello, my beautiful Organic Awakening community. It feels so good to be back with you. First of all, I want to thank you for your patience and understanding during my recent absence. I had to step away for a short time due to some personal and professional obligations, but I've missed you deeply, and I'm truly happy to return with content that empowers, enlightens, and supports your journey toward vibrant, natural health. Now, let me ask you something important. Have you ever eaten a fruit at night only to wake up with slurred speech, a numb arm, or an unsteady step? Most people would never connect the dots. It seems unimaginable. But according to Dr. Sandra Pereira, a renowned neurologist specializing in stroke prevention in older adults, certain fruits could quietly increase your risk of overnight strokes without any pain, warning, or obvious symptoms. We're talking about strong, independent individuals, no major illness, no red flags. One evening, they're perfectly fine, and by morning, their balance is off, their speech is slow, or one side of their body isn't responding. It's not always about age. It's not always genetics. Sometimes the root cause is simply what they ate and when they ate it. But here's the empowering truth. Stroke isn't random. It's often preventable once you know the silent triggers hiding in your everyday habits. In today's video, we're diving deep into the expert insights of Dr. Sandra Pereira, who has helped thousands of older adults protect their brain naturally. You'll uncover 9 everyday fruits that may be spiking your blood pressure, interacting with your medications, dehydrating your brain tissue overnight. This isn't about fear, it's about freedom through awareness. Simple guidance, real science, and practical steps that you can make informed choices, not just for today, but for a longer, sharper, healthier future. Because when you understand the why, you reclaim control over your brain, your body, and your well-being. So let's begin with a fruit that most people never question, but maybe should.
1. Bananas, the potassium trap. Let's begin gently with a fruit that feels like comfort, the banana. Soft, sweet, and praised for heart health, it's been a go-to snack for decades. But as we age, our kidneys don't filter minerals as efficiently, and potassium can build up more easily than we think. If you're also taking medications like ACE inhibitors or diuretics, water pills, for high blood pressure, you're already retaining more potassium. Now imagine this. A single large banana packs about 450 milligrams of potassium. For someone with reduced kidney function, that's a lot. Too much potassium can disrupt heart rhythm, constrict blood vessels, and yes, trigger clot formation in the brain. Let me tell you about Mr. Raymond, a 66-year-old patient of mine. Active, health-conscious, and disciplined. Every night before bed, he ate 1 banana, believing he was doing his body good. But combined with his heart medication, the potassium overload caught up with him. One night, it was too much. He woke up unable to speak clearly, the victim of a minor stroke. He had no pain, no symptoms beforehand, just the silent buildup of something he thought was harmless. What to do instead? If you love bananas, don't panic, but be smart. Stick to half a banana in the morning, not at night. Pair it with protein, like almonds or Greek yogurt, to slow absorption. And if you're on any heart or kidney medications, talk to your doctor before making it a daily habit. Sometimes the smallest adjustments make the biggest difference. 2. Grapes, sugar bombs in disguise. Next up, another innocent-looking fruit that hides a powerful secret. Grapes. Small, juicy, easy to snack on, but also loaded with fast-acting sugars, glucose and fructose, in a very compact form. Here's the issue. When blood sugar spikes quickly, your blood vessels are forced to stretch, contract, and adjust under pressure. In younger bodies, this may not be a big deal, but in aging arteries, this can cause micro tears, lead to inflammation, and over time, increase clot formation. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Jeanette Morris, an 80-year-old retired teacher. Kind, active, and seemingly healthy. She snacked on grapes all day, a bowl on the kitchen counter, always within reach. No diabetes. But slowly, her blood sugar crept into pre-diabetic territory. One afternoon, her hand went numb. Her speech slowed. A mini stroke. And the culprit? A combination of subtle blood vessel damage and inflammation, worsened by her innocent grape habit. Here's what I recommend. Limit yourself to 10 to 12 grapes at a time. Never eat them on an empty stomach. Pair them with protein, like almonds, walnuts, or even a slice of cheese to slow absorption. And if you're diabetic or on blood pressure meds, be cautious. What feels like a refreshing snack may be silently stressing your cardiovascular system. There's a tropical fruit you probably think is heart-healthy, but it may actually thicken your blood and increase your stroke risk when eaten at the wrong time. We'll uncover that in the next section, and trust me, you won't see it coming. 3. Pineapple, the acid and sugar combo that backfires at night. Now let's talk about a fruit that feels like sunshine on your tongue. Pineapple. Juicy, sweet, and often seen as the perfect after-dinner treat. But beneath its tropical flavor lies a threat most seniors never see coming. Why? Because pineapple isn't just high in sugar. It also contains strong acids and a unique enzyme called bromelain. Let's break that down. Just 1 cup of pineapple packs around 16 grams of sugar, which can spike your blood sugar faster than your body can handle, especially at night when your metabolism naturally slows down. Pineapple's bromelain can interfere with how your blood clots, dangerous if you're on blood thinners like aspirin or warfarin. It may increase the risk of microclots or even lead to excessive bleeding in vulnerable areas like the brain. Let me tell you about Mrs. Clara Hughes, age 77. She believed pineapple was a healthy dessert and enjoyed a bowl every night before bed. But over time, the acid reflux crept in, her blood sugar rose, and bromelain from the pineapple began interacting with her blood-thinning medication. One night she woke up disoriented, weak, and confused. She'd suffered a minor stroke in her sleep. So, here's what to do instead. If you enjoy pineapple, keep your portion to just a few small chunks. Eat it earlier in the day, preferably with a balanced meal that includes protein and healthy fats. And if you're taking any blood thinners, it's best to avoid it completely, unless your doctor gives the green light. This one shift could quietly protect your brain while still letting you enjoy the flavors you love. 4. Watermelon. Not always as hydrating as it seems. Watermelon seems like the ultimate summer snack, juicy, refreshing, and hydrating. But for seniors, especially those with heart issues or on diuretics, water pills, watermelon can actually work against you. Here's why. Watermelon has a natural diuretic effect, meaning it makes you urinate more. While that might sound harmless, for older adults with sensitive fluid balance, this can lead to hidden dehydration. And here's the key. When your body loses too much water, your blood becomes thicker. Thick blood moves more slowly, especially during the night when circulation drops. This raises the risk of clot formation in the brain. I remember Mr. Howard Larkin, 82, a retired postman and proud health-conscious eater. Every evening he'd enjoy a generous bowl of watermelon. but he was also on a diuretic for high blood pressure. Over time, this combination silently dehydrated his system. One morning, he woke up feeling weak and confused. The hospital confirmed he'd had a minor stroke caused by dehydration and thickened blood. So, here's how to enjoy watermelon safely. Eat it earlier in the day, not at night. Keep your portion moderate. About 1 cup is enough. Always pair it with a pinch of sea salt, electrolyte-rich foods, or a magnesium source like pumpkin seeds or spinach to help your body retain fluids. And if you're on any fluid-altering medications, speak to your doctor about how much is safe. Sometimes what seems hydrating can actually pull water out of your system, quietly increasing stroke risk while you sleep.
5. Oranges, a citrus classic with hidden drug interactions. Ah, oranges, the symbol of a healthy morning, whether it's a fresh slice with breakfast or a glass of orange juice in the sunshine. But here's what most seniors don't know. Oranges contain compounds that interfere with medication, and that's where the risk begins. The culprits? Furanocoumarins, natural chemicals found especially in orange juice. These compounds block a key enzyme in your liver, which is responsible for processing common medications like statins for cholesterol, calcium channel blockers for blood pressure, and blood thinners like warfarin. When this enzyme is blocked, your meds may stay in your system too long, or they may not work at all. Either scenario can throw your body into imbalance, increasing the risk of bleeding, clotting, or sudden blood pressure crashes. Mr. Elmer Bryant, 79, was one of my patients who loved his daily glass of orange juice. He had no idea that it was amplifying his medication, pushing his blood pressure lower than it should go, disrupting his circulation and leading to a stroke. How to enjoy oranges wisely? Keep your portions small. Avoid juice, especially in concentrated form. Don't take oranges around the same time as your medication, unless your doctor approves it. Opt instead for mandarins or clementines, which have fewer furanocoumarins but still deliver that bright citrus flavor. Sometimes the healthiest-looking foods can be the most deceptive when they interact with your body's chemistry. 6. Apples, the surprising sugar trap. Let's talk about one of the most iconic fruits of all time, apples. Crisp, juicy, and wholesome, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. We've all heard it. But here's a wake-up call for anyone over 60. Not all apples are created equal, and some could be silently increasing your stroke risk. Modern apple varieties like Fuji, Gala, and especially Honeycrisp are bred to be intensely sweet. While that makes them delicious, it also makes them dangerously high in natural sugar. A single Honeycrisp apple can pack over 19 grams of sugar. That's nearly as much as a candy bar. For seniors, especially those struggling with insulin resistance, prediabetes, or high blood pressure, that natural sugar isn't so harmless. When you eat a high-sugar apple, your body reacts with a blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. This roller coaster not only drains your energy, but damages the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, creating tiny tears. In response, your body attempts to repair these injuries by forming clots. And as we know, clots are one of the most direct precursors to stroke. Let me tell you about Mrs. Louise Hammond, 81 years old, who prided herself on healthy eating. She avoided cookies and cakes and believed her nightly Honeycrisp apple was the perfect dessert. But over time, her fasting blood sugar crept higher. Her doctor warned her about insulin resistance, but she didn't suspect her apples. Months later, Louise suffered a mild stroke. The culprit? Chronic sugar overload from the fruit she trusted the most. But don't panic. Apples aren't the enemy. You just need to choose smarter and eat mindfully. Opt for tart varieties like Granny Smith, which have half the sugar of sweeter types. Pair them with healthy fats, a spoonful of almond butter, a few walnuts or pumpkin seeds, to slow down the sugar absorption. And never eat apples on an empty stomach, especially before bed. At night, your body is less insulin sensitive, making blood sugar spikes even more dangerous. 7. Cherries, the hidden blood thinner. Now let's dive into a fruit that seems like the perfect anti-inflammatory snack. Cherries. Fresh, dried, or juiced, these little ruby-colored gems are praised for their benefits. But for older adults, especially those on blood-thinning medications, cherries may carry a hidden danger. Cherries are naturally high in salicylates, plant compounds that behave similarly to aspirin. They help thin the blood and reduce inflammation, which sounds like a good thing until you realize they can compound the effects of your medication. If you're taking warfarin, aspirin, or any anticoagulant, adding cherries into the mix can overthin your blood, increasing the risk of internal bleeding, especially in the brain. Take the case of Mr. Daniel Rhodes, 84, a heart patient on warfarin. He believed cherries were a healthy way to end the day. Every night, he ate a generous handful before bed. What he didn't know was that the salicylates in his nightly snack were building up in his system. One night, he suffered a sudden, severe headache and lost consciousness. He had experienced a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding in the brain due to dangerously thin blood. The takeaway? Cherries aren't forbidden, but they must be approached with care. If you're on blood thinners, limit cherries to small portions, just a few pieces, not a bowl. Avoid cherry juice, dried cherries, or concentrates, which contain concentrated levels of salicylates. And always consult your doctor before adding them to your regular routine. Even natural foods can become dangerous when combined with medications or eaten in excess. 8. Strawberries, mold, pesticides, and gout triggers. Strawberries, the very image of health, sweet, vibrant, and packed with vitamin C. They top smoothie bowls, decorate desserts, and appear in countless healthy heart recipes. But behind their innocent glow lies a set of hidden dangers, especially for those over 60. First, strawberries consistently rank among the most pesticide-contaminated fruits. Even when you rinse them, these toxic residues can linger. For younger bodies, this might not pose an immediate threat. But for older adults, especially those with sluggish liver or kidney function, these chemicals build up over time, contributing to long-term toxicity. Pesticides have been linked to neurodegeneration, cognitive decline, and the weakening of blood vessel walls. These weakened vessels become more prone to rupture or clot, creating the perfect storm for a stroke. But that's just the beginning. Strawberries also contain purines, compounds that the body breaks down into uric acid. For seniors dealing with gout, poor circulation, or kidney dysfunction, this can fuel widespread inflammation, trigger painful flare-ups, and increase clotting risk. Take Mrs. Elaine Carter, age 80, a vibrant grandmother who loved her strawberry smoothies and snacks. But over time, her uric acid levels rose quietly, leading to joint pain, pressure spikes, and, eventually, a stroke linked to chronic pesticide exposure and uric acid buildup from her daily habit. So, what's the safer route? Choose organic strawberries only and wash them thoroughly. Keep portions moderate, just a few berries, not a bowl. If you have gout, kidney disease, or high uric acid, consider avoiding strawberries altogether, or speak with your doctor before including them in your regular routine. Even the most beautiful fruits can become a hidden threat, especially when the body's filters are no longer as strong as they once were. 9. Mango, tropical sugar spike and medication interference. Few fruits capture the feeling of summer like a ripe mango. Golden, soft, and sweet, it feels like sunshine in every bite. But for older adults, especially those taking medications for heart health or blood pressure, mango may be doing more harm than good. Let's start with the sugar content. 1 cup of mango can pack up to 45 grams of sugar, more than a can of soda. This causes a rapid blood sugar spike, placing immense pressure on your blood vessels. With time, these repeated surges lead to chronic inflammation, vessel damage, and eventually clot formation, a major stroke risk.